Hey guys, Dory31 here with another video, and this one is about the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and the Wii U, on which console will be the one to get this holiday season. Either you're currently in the generation of gaming, you maybe have a Wii U already, maybe you have an Xbox One, or a PlayStation 4, just looking to get an extra console, or maybe you're stuck in the last generation of Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Wii. It is definitely a good idea to upgrade to the newer consoles. All three are great, but I believe one definitely has an advantage over all of the other two. But I'm going to be going over the reasons behind that with 5 different subjects I'm going to be talking about, and that being looks, controller, games, reliability, and most interactive. Now I want to get started here, get straight into the video with looks. Which one has the best looks out of the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Wii U? With that being said, I'm going to say Wii U is out of here. It just does not look next generation. You don't get that next generation feel when you're playing, something along the lines of a 1080p, 60 frames per second kind of game. When you look at the Wii U, you don't really get the feeling that this is going to be a stellar, graphical phenomenon kind of game system when you look at something like the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. So now down to the final two, the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4. I'm going to go ahead and say here, the Xbox One does have the ports in the back. It still does have that power brick, with the PS4 having the USB ports in the front. Very slim, sexy, and sleek design with the edges, the curves. It looks like a great craftsmanship thing. Just looks very good. It's all engraved really good. And the buttons are, I don't really like the buttons. I like the touch sensitivity buttons on the Xbox One. But with that being said, you can accidentally turn off your console without saving a game, and that is also a very big problem you do not want. But they're both very good looking consoles. A lot of people say the VSR feel on the Xbox One is enough to not even let them get the console, which I don't see. Don't pass on an Xbox One just because you think it looks like a VCR. Because in my opinion, that's just what a lot of people say if they don't like the console. I think it looks good. I can understand it has the shape of a VCR and the box feeling, but you can definitely tell by looking at it, this is a lot more expensive and a lot more to the package here than just a VCR. But that being said, I still believe PS4 is a better looking console with a sleek design. And still not having a power brick. Good job by PlayStation by not adding in a huge power brick, which is really a huge hassle if you want to move your console from house to house. But overall, as I said, PS4 taking the point in the looks category. You cannot go wrong with a PlayStation with the design. And now on to controller. The Xbox One, the Wii U, and the PlayStation 4. Which one goes out here? I think before we start out, sorry Wii U, you got to go out again here. Mainly because the Wii U gamepad is not really interactive with most games and it's very big and it really crimps up your hand quick, especially if you don't need a controller that big, which results in you buying a third-party controller like the Wii U Pro controller or just one of the older Wii controllers. And it's very difficult to say when you first get the console which controllers you'll need. You end up spending more money than you should on controllers, and most of the controllers on the Wii are really not very comfortable at hand when you're playing a long, selection of games and a long time playing hours on every console. There's not really much the Wii U's gamepad really does for you except cramp up your hands in about an hour's worth of time. Actually not using the gamepad feature which makes the controller so big. So Wii U is out of here. Now Xbox One has a great controller with the rumble triggers. I love the analog sticks being separated. It feels very good. But a minus, the AA batteries, which even if you're a kid or not, or if you're an adult, or you're living on your own, or you're an older, I'm sure if you're old enough to know like I am, AA batteries are not cheap like I once thought they were when I was younger. These things are expensive to buy, especially when you have a job and have to pay for it for your own. It might sound like I'm being picky here, but AA batteries can be expensive, especially with the amount of juice an Xbox One controller takes out of the batteries and how quickly it does with a good selection of hours being played into the console. Now with that being said, PS4 having the USB port, which means you can just charge the controller overnight. You're good for about a day or two, and it's very fun to see that actually, and was carried over from the PS3 and how good it actually feels not to go out and buy batteries every week. But that being said, I do love the analog stick separation, as I said, and I do love the rumble triggers. I think the Xbox One does have a better controller by far, in my opinion, but with that being said, the AA batteries really does hurt that. I wish they would just go over and actually use a USB port. But you can buy charge and play kits, but that is an extra add-on, which I'm just talking about what you're going to get if you just buy the controller separately. Not separately, but if you buy it with the console. But I think with the charging, charge and play, if you just spend an extra $15, you're not going to spend too much on batteries over time as you would if you just bought that. So overall, I think the controller is better on the Xbox One. I feel like you're going to like it. Your hands are not going to cramp up as much. I just feel like it's a better controller overall, and it feels more premium in the hand. So that is my opinion on controller, 1 point going to Xbox One. And now on to games here. I'm going to be talking about the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Wii U's games coming out from November all the way up to December, all the way up until Christmas time. What are the games coming out from each of the consoles, and I'm going to say which one has the best console, selection. Start off here with the Xbox One. We got the Peanuts movie, Snoopy's Grand Adventure, Need for Speed, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Alka's Gun. Then we got Fallout 4, Roblox, Star Wars Battlefront, Kung Fu Panda, Showdown of Legendary Legends, Deadpool, Adventure Time, Finn and Jake Investigations, Just Cause 3, and then that is it coming out until December for the Xbox One, which is a great selection of games. And now let's move on here real quick to the PlayStation 4. We got the Peanuts movie, Snoopy's Grand Adventure, Need for Speed, Earth Defense Force 4.1, The Shadow of New Despair, Air Conflicts Pacific Carriers, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Alka's Gun, Fallout 4, Star Wars Battlefront, Sword Art Online, Last Song, Kung Fu Panda, Showdown of Legendary Legends, Deadpool, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, and Just Cause 3. That is it for PlayStation 4. I think Xbox One and PlayStation 4 do have great games coming up. I believe PS4 has about 1 or 2 more games coming out than Xbox, but Xbox has Tomb Raider coming out, which is going to be a big seller game. And, they're going to have Gears of War coming out soon, and with Xbox actually just releasing a couple days ago Halo 5. Xbox is doing great. I believe they do have the better selection out of PS4. Barely, not much, but I believe they're going to have, more hours worth of time being put into games. But let's just go on here before I say my final, answer. I'm going to go on to the Wii U. Barbie and Her Sister's Puppy Rescue, the Peanuts movie, Snoopy's Grand Adventure, The Sky Soldier, Word Party, Kung Fu Panda, Showdown of Legendary Legends, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, Adventure Time, Finn and Jake Investigations, Xenoblade Chronicles X. And that is it for the Wii U. Not much there really to be said. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more games coming out, little games coming out for the Wii U in December, but they do not have a date released yet, so I'm not really going to go off and say that in case they get delayed. But out of all three of those, I believe Wii U is not really comparing with those. I mean, the only game I'd be really interested in is the Animal Crossing game, with being a fan of Animal Crossing. But the Amiibo Festival is kind of, I feel, a cheapskate way for Nintendo to get money, with making you use Amiibos, which cost a good amount of money just for one of them. But, I was looking forward for Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, which is looking very, it just doesn't look that good. There's nothing really different about it. It's the same old Mario Tennis with actually less features than the one on the Wii and the GameCube. It's just, I just don't know what, really the plans are for Nintendo. I believe they're last again in this conversation. But I do believe Xbox One is looking great with a great selection of games. And I do believe Xbox One, I would say, barely takes this one. Xbox One barely takes the games, especially with Tomb Raider coming out. That is the biggest deciding, cause of why I think Xbox is going to be leading this month and next month in games. So thank you for hearing that part of the selection here in games. Xbox One is going to be taking it. And now on to reliability, the fourth selection here on my little scale of which console is going to be taking the victory. And as I said, I got Xbox currently in the lead 2-1. Now let's get on to reliability. In Wii U, this is going to be taken last, as I said again. I hate to say it. Netflix, it takes forever to load a lot of times, and the quality doesn't reach the best, until a while. And I just don't see it really doing the best. It's very slow. It doesn't really do the best job at, the best resolution possible. And I just don't really feel like it's up there with the PS4 and Xbox One standards. So Wii U is out. Xbox One works great, but at times Netflix, it won't play my show for some odd reason. It'll just say, sorry, we cannot play this title. It says that with all my shows on the Xbox One. And I go over to the PlayStation 4 or my iMac, and it works great. It's just playing the title 1080p on Netflix all the way through. So I don't understand why Xbox One does that sometimes. Sometimes I'll launch a YouTube video. It'll stay in 240p or 360p, which makes no sense because I have great Wi-Fi connection, and the PS4 will go straight to 1080p, and so will my iMac. And then, it just feels like Xbox, they all say, once they came out, everyone said the Xbox was the all-in-one console. It has all the features. It has a TV in there. And I feel like, surprisingly, PS4 does all that stuff better on low-key. It low-key doesn't brag about all this new features and all that, but it seems to do it better, faster, and more reliable than the Xbox One. And that being said, that's all I really got to say about this. Especially when you launch a game in, you expect it to download fully without any really issues, because sometimes on Xbox One, you'll be downloading a game, and it'll just kind of stop mid-download at like 25%. With PS4, I've never really had that issue, maybe 1 or 2 times, but a lot more in the Xbox One than you should. So with reliability, I'm going to be going with the PlayStation 4 in this one for a 2-2 tie. And now for the tiebreaker, who is going to be taking this with most interactive? And now most interactive, out of all the 3 consoles, which one would you say is most interactive? And I gotta personally say, the Xbox One, the Wii U, and the PlayStation 4, they all have their great features. Xbox One, you can say Xbox record that to connect, Xbox take a screenshot, or you can just tap the home button twice and press Y or X. And then you have the Twitch broadcast. On PS4, you can have a game broadcast just by clicking the share button on the controller. In the Wii U, you have the Mii Maker, and you can share your Miis online. They're all really good in their own sense. But I believe the most interactive, I'm just going to come out and say this real quick, is Xbox One. Definitely. With creating your own game clips, editing them, putting them online for everyone to see, with Upload Studio, and actually having the dashboard change, which I really loved with the 360. Every couple months there would be a dashboard change that really keeps you coming back to seeing what Microsoft has to do. PS4, PS3, Sony, they've never really done that or cared to change the dashboard. They have some updates that fix a couple things every year, but they don't really listen to the customers, I'd say, as much as Xbox has been doing, definitely. And that being said, that really does hurt the interactive, feel to a console, especially now with Xbox having the like button, you can share your friends your clips. I just feel like Xbox is definitely the most interactive out of the 3 consoles. They've always had party chat, they've always had messaging. Same with PS4 this year, but I feel like Xbox One just does it a little bit better and a little bit more smooth. So that's going to be it right there with what I got to say with most interactive. And that being said, 3-2, Xbox One takes it. And there is my final answer out of all those subjects. Which one should you get for this holiday season? I'm going to be going with the Xbox One. I just believe the games on the console are great this year. I believe it's very interactive for the consumer. I believe the controller feels great. And everything about the console, you're not really going to look back and say, I hated getting this thing. But overall, the PS4 is great. The Wii U is great. And what it comes down to, I would say the biggest decision, you don't even have to listen to what I have to say. The biggest decision overall is, what are your friends doing? What are your friends playing? Do all your friends have an Xbox One? Then get an Xbox One. You want an Xbox One, but all your friends have PlayStation 4, you're going to end up regret getting the console because, well, you're going to get bored playing by yourself when all your friends are talking about PlayStation 4. Same with Wii U. If all your friends are Nintendo fanboys and they love Nintendo, they've been a fan of Nintendo since the Nintendo Entertainment System, I would recommend getting a Wii U and playing Splatoon with them and all kinds of great games currently for the Nintendo Wii U. Now, all 3 are great. You're not going to go wrong with any decision. I believe Wii U is last in this because, I'm a big Wii U fan. I'm not bashing it, but the amount of games been coming out this year, the lack of support for the Wii U and a lack of motivation on Nintendo side, it's not really worth the money. They deserve a big price drop down there and actually get people to actually go out and buy the Wii U. I do kind of regret spending a lot of my money on the console, but I've had a lot of great hours with Smash Brothers and Mario Kart 8. PS4 is great. My biggest love for the system is PlayStation Now. Going back and playing all the Uncharted, God of Wars, Assassin's Creed is very fun. But overall, I'd play Xbox the most out of all of it. And you can, you would have fun with Xbox. You can share your clips. And most of my friends play Xbox. That's why I spend a lot more time on there than any other console. But overall, I would say you cannot go wrong with anyone, as I said. So let me know in the comment section below which one you want to get for Christmas. And I'll tell you my reasoning behind if it's a good idea. So thank you guys for watching. Go out, tell your parents, or save up your money, or do whatever you got to do. Keep working. Buy yourself one of these consoles. It's your decision. You're not going to go wrong with any of them. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys later.